Hi class, I hope everyone's having a great day today. We're going to have a little mini lesson on how to use scissors. So here we go. Okay, for our mini lesson, we're going to be using scissors and some paper. So for our family trees, we're going to need both curvy lines to make some of the branches, but also straight and more jagged lines too. So I'm going to teach you a little mini lesson on how to do each of those kinds today. And you're creating each of those types of lines using your scissors. So when we pick our scissors up and place our fingers in the holes, we're going to open up the alligator mouth. And you insert the paper into its mouth, like so. And you want it to go all the way to right here, where the mouth can cut it really easily. So you put the paper in for a straight line. You just have the alligator chomp on the paper. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And I'm moving my scissors for this one and not the paper. For a straight line, and there you go, straight. Now for curvy lines, we're going to open our scissors again, put our paper in the alligator's mouth. You're going to do really small, short cuts with it, and you're going to want to move, as you're opening and closing the scissors, you're going to move the paper to turn and get that curvy line instead of moving your scissors. So I guess you are technically moving your scissors a little bit by chomping, but look how I'm moving my paper to get these really curvy lines. And these are going to be great for our branches of the tree. See? Let's finish this curvy line off. And there you go, curvy piece. Now that we talked about the differences between straight and curvy line cutting, we're going to talk about some general scissor use techniques. So when you're cutting both straight and curvy lines, you want to go at a steady pace. You don't want to go too fast or too slow. You don't ever want to jerk your wrist like this because you get really jagged lines which aren't straight or curvy, and just makes your work look really sloppy. And if you make a mistake, just go back to wherever you want to fix it right before there and continue cutting in. See, I made a little jagged line. So to fix that, I'll go right behind there and cut that out a little bit. Made a better curvy line. Artists like Cindy Harwood Rose use both curvy and straight line cutting in their artwork. She specifically does silhouettes, which uses a ton of this style. For our family trees, we're going to use a lot of different materials. Of course, our scissors. We're going to use a brown and a white piece of paper, a pencil, as well as photos of our family members. To start our trees, we're going to get our brown piece of paper and get a pencil, and we're going to draw a rough outline of what our tree is going to look like. So make sure you have a trunk and lots of branches for all the members of your family. Okay, I drew my tree. It doesn't really look like a tree, but that's because I didn't add all the details of the curvy lines yet. And it's okay if it doesn't look like a tree. It kind of looks like a splattered bug, but that's okay. We'll fix it once we start cutting. Okay, so now we're ready to start cutting. We're going to pick up our scissors and start with the straight line of the trunk. So you're going to take your piece of paper and start cutting in a straight line this side and up this side. Now you're pretty much done with your straight lines because most of our branches are going to be curvy. Now that the straight lines are done, we're going to start with our curvy lines. So pick up our scissors, and remember we're going to turn the paper. So start cutting and turning. and see how your branches come out. Make sure you make some skinny ones and some thicker ones. You just need enough room to have the pictures of our family members on there. So I'm going to keep doing this. And I'm still cutting. Just a reminder to keep turning the paper. And if you mess up for whatever reason and you get some really jagged edges, you can just back up and keep cutting. Okay, finally done cutting. My tree isn't perfectly symmetrical or the same on each side, but that's okay because trees aren't exactly the same in real life either. Our tree's all cut out now, so now we're going to glue it onto our piece of paper. We're going to use our glue and our paintbrush to attach our tree to our white paper. Our tree's now attached with our glue, so now we're going to take the photos of our family and also glue them onto the tree in their appropriate place. And we talked about our family line and how to arrange people on the tree. Here's my completed family tree, separated by generations. Here's my sister and I, then my parents, and then my parents' parents or my grandparents extended off of them. And that's how and this is somewhat what your family tree will look like. I added dates and names as well as the connections for each of the members on my family tree. To continue with my family tree, I would add my parents' brothers and sisters as well as my grandparents' brothers and sisters. Then I could even add my cousins that would go along in my generation.